Hey, it's me. I've been having some thoughts and some ponderings lately. I'm going to try to make this video as concise and coherent as possible, but I make no promises. Promises? I do have a notebook with a few notes, but that's really no indicator of anything. I do have a cool pen though. Look at this. It is sparkly. But okay, so I have been thinking about confidence and mental illness and purpose and motivation lately, and all those very broad topics. I don't think I am depressed. I don't consider myself depressed. That video that I made on my other channel where I sat in the bathtub and said some very sad things about ups and downs and lows and highs and lack of motivation and stuff like that. That, it's very easy to hear things like that, and for myself even, and to not think like, oh, that's just my old depression, that's old Uncle Depresso. At it again, oh, that gnarly swashbuckler, what am I? But I talked about confidence and insecurity, and I don't know why my voice is so quivery right now. Confidence and insecurity, and the fact that I would like to be more confident and less insecure, and how that would solve like a whole bunch of my problems. And my problem-solving attitude towards this for a very long time has just been fake it till you make it, and just be confident. Just do it. Just be confident, But I kind of have started to be skeptical of that and reject that principle. And I think my lack of confidence and my insecurity ties into a whole bunch of issues that is not depression, that is just real things that I can fix in my life and my thought processes and all this stuff. Like, for a very long time, I have thought of my brain and my random bursts of motivation and whether or not I do things or the way I do things just as something that I'm only privy to, as things I'm observing and have no actual control over. I have to stop thinking that way. I think I'm sure I'm not alone in this. Like, we have to stop thinking that we are outsiders. Like, insecurity is not based off of nothing, but confidence also can't be based off of nothing. You have to have faith in your own abilities, and uncertainty in yourself, and just one thing can lead to just like a general feeling of distrust. And I think that's where insecurity comes in, because you're insecure with yourself, but a lot of insecurity is, how other people perceive you. It's not just about you anymore, right? It's other people. So even like, I just end up having this. Sorry, I'm trying so hard to be concise right now. There's people in my life who I should trust. And I don't mean like, oh, they're keeping secrets from me, or they're gonna steal my PIN number and my credit card, not like that. I mean like people who I'm very close with, who I just assume they see the worst in me, or they see all my flaws, or that they say one thing about me, but they actually mean another secretly deep inside. And that's a ridiculous notion. That's absolutely absurd, because I need to just have more trust in those people. And that is based entirely off of what is happening inside my brain when they have given me no reason to believe something like that, right? Like, so my point is, in this segment of what I'm trying to say is, wow, 8 minutes in, fuck, is confidence can be based off of nothing. And if we have faith in ourselves and our abilities, then confidence will just naturally happen. And trust in other people will naturally happen. And that sort of ties into confidence, that we trust that when someone compliments you, they do genuinely mean what they're saying. When, you know, it's kind of like subjective to the person. And you have to just trust your intuition. So I am someone who has goals and dreams, and it's not just like, you know, these little things that like, oh, I guess that would be nice, you know. It's like things that I just feel like I need deeply inside my soul. And yet time passes, and because I'm just constantly so numbed by social media and, you know, just being able to hop on Netflix and things that give me just instant gratification rather than long-term fulfillment, I don't really actively pursue those goals. You know, like, I want to be a writer. I want to do something really powerful and significant. You know, I want to put myself out there more creatively. And like, I need to do this because I'm still pretty young. I look ahead and I think I'll get to that eventually. You know, I'm sure by the time I'm like 30, I'll have done something like that. I'll have written a book. But I make no actual progress to do that. And that's awful. It's a terrible way to think, because, you know, if you really have a dream, then you should wake up every day and think, you know, what am I going to do today that will bring me closer to that goal? And I'm not doing that. I'm not doing any of that, really. Like, yeah, okay, I'm going to college for writing. That's cool. But it's like, I have months to kill until college. And I'm lying in bed watching Netflix. You know, work hasn't started for me yet. And it's like, okay, when I have work, I feel like it's fine if I do that because I've been at work all day, so I've accomplished something. So I'm off the hook for being able to just laze around. And that's true. You're totally entitled to just relax and unwind after a long day. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying these long stretches where I just can't muster the motivation to just fucking get out of bed. And it's not depression. I'm not depressed. I'm just so used to instant gratification and just the kind of numbing pleasure that comes from being able to access this wide array of entertainment on social media and stuff, that and I realized that, like, you know, I've been so frustrated because I get these urges to write, to like work towards my dreams and goals, but I have zero creativity. I have nothing. And then I realized, as I mentioned in one of my other videos, you know, try to do one thing that is creative every day. That's something that you're putting out into the world, and also take something in, and that way you don't get drained or overwhelmed, because it's only when you try to do more of one or the other that you start to feel that way. And I haven't been reading like any books at all. And obviously this is like very unique to my personal experience. I'm not saying the cure to everyone's problems is to read books. I'm saying for me personally, I want to write. I want to create pieces of writing and art, but mostly writing. And I'm not taking in anything. So yeah, of course, when I sit down to write something, I have no like creative fuel from reading. Like, and it's so sad that my passion for reading has just been completely replaced by watching Netflix. It's like, I can still make my way through a book every now and then when I want to, and I still love it kind of in theory, but I don't actually practice that, and that sucks. Like when I was younger, I didn't just read casually. I read hungrily and voraciously, and I was insatiable. I need to do that more. So reading more is definitely one of my goals now, and just acquiring knowledge, because whenever I have done that lately, somehow, I've accidentally almost, when I couldn't watch Netflix for something dumb, or not dumb, but not as genuinely fulfilling, I have felt such peace and clarity, and I've just, it's almost always ended up with some profound realization and just feeling of peace, that like, oh, okay, I get things now. And I don't do that as much. So of course I feel drained and numb and with just no motivation because I'm not taking anything in. A lot of my personal issues as of late, and by that I mean like not back in college or university when I was super depressed, as I always refer to, that big old depression time. My issues since then have been mostly, smatterings of anxiety, not the way it used to be, about different things, specific things, mostly body image, and I have struggled with my eating habits, and they've not always been that great. A lot of my issues of not feeling fulfilled, with food or some sort of other sustenance, that feeling that when I'm lying there in bed watching Netflix and I'm eating, and that doesn't get me anywhere, and I just kind of feel numb and uncomfortable, and it's all just very unpleasant. That's a case of spiritually not being filled. I want a ghost to fuck me. And, I watch Netflix and I go on Instagram and stuff. That's mostly what I do, or I guess YouTube a lot too. And all I do is I just, without even meaning to, I compare myself to these people, all these other people, and I spend so much more time and energy thinking about how much better things could be for me and how much better I could be if only I did this or thought like this or looked like this. I don't think about what I have now, and I don't mean like gratitude and, oh, I'm really poor actually, and I have a bunch of student debt and I work minimum wage, but money doesn't buy happiness. I don't mean like be grateful for what you have, because some people have it worse out there. Children are dying in Africa. I mean, like, I have tools. I have the tools and resources, not as much as some very lucky people in the world do, like the 1% or whatever. I'm not as lucky as some people, but I do have the means to yield results in my life. And when I don't use those tools, I'm just doing myself a huge disservice, and I'm not being spiritually fulfilled. And it all just kind of loops around to not having confidence and faith in myself, because I lay in bed and I don't have faith in myself that my brain, that I just have no control over, will decide that, I'm able to go for a jog, or write something, or create something, or read something, or just do anything at all that is productive or helping me towards my dreams and goals. I don't have faith, even though I am literally in control of my brain, I'm in control of my thought patterns. And, you know, it all ties together, confidence and self-love and trust. And I read this quote online somewhere about love and beauty. I forget exactly what it was, but it was something along the lines of like, when you begin to love someone, suddenly everything about them just becomes so beautiful and they just look like love, you know? And I thought that was so true and sweet and just really accurate, you know, like when it's like they almost look like a different person after a while. You just look at them and they always just look good and bright and perfect because you love them. And, you know, that's my personal definition and observation of how it's what's on the inside that matters, because a person's personality and stuff will literally directly influence how they physically look also to you. And some weird brain thing probably, but I just think that's just so beautiful and cool. And I realized it's the same thing for ourselves. Like, I have to learn to love myself and trust myself and see all the beautiful things about me, and then I'll just look beautiful and I'll feel beautiful, and I will just look like love to myself. Is that the stupidest thing I've ever said? Possibly. And, you know, it's like, it just really ties into everything. Like in my old relationship, I wanted to leave for a long time, but I lacked the confidence and I was afraid that no one would love me again like this person did. And, you know, there's a lot of reasons I wanted to leave. I didn't trust my ability to be alone, even for a moment. I didn't trust in the universe I would find someone else, or I didn't trust that, you know, maybe it wasn't entirely necessary that I found someone else. I could just be by myself and that would be fine. And honestly, because I was interested in someone else, for a long time in the relationship, I wanted to leave it, but I was just so afraid. And it's still just a really good decision of mine that I did, and I so aggressively do not regret it. And, you know, it's something I have so much work to do on, but I'm slowly learning. The fucking kids upstairs are like literally playing the trumpet right now, I swear to God. I've been learning to say no more and more, and to stand up for what I want and to not be a pushover. And it's felt amazing, and I want to keep doing that. And I want to read more and pursue my goals. And I hope this video made any sense at all. And I'm really sorry if it didn't. Yeah. Thanks for watching and listening. And I'll see you next time.